Hello, thank you for joining me. My name is David Charles, International Psychic Medium. Today I'm doing an updated reading for Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. I did this about a couple of months ago. It's had 140,000 hits, so I thought we'd update it today. It may be nothing has changed, but we won't know till we do it. Let's take a look. We'll shuffle these. I've done these already once, but shuffle them away from the microphone for you. And we'll look first at Meghan Markle, see how she's getting on. And then we'll look at Harry, and then we'll look at them both together. Please subscribe if you haven't done so, and if you have, thank you so much for that. And it's lovely to have you as part of our nearly 10,000 subscribers now, which is very nice to have. And let's take a look at Meghan. I don't think much has changed, actually. She seems to be reeling from recent events where things have gone a bit stressful, a bit fraught. She has possible legal dealings going on, but that's sort of something that they tend to do a lot of these days. But she may be signing contracts, agreements for work. I'll still pick up music for this girl. It may be just a guest appearance, but something to do with music. She may walk on the stage and sing with somebody, or be involved with some kind of singer or entertainer. There are signs that the two of them are, Harry and Meghan, are spending more time alone. That's been reported, I know, but it seems to be happening more in the future for the next, I'm looking at 12 to 14 weeks here. So I think both of them, particularly Meghan, are missing their friends and their single life. Nothing sinister, nothing bad. I just think she's getting a bit, it's not bored, but a bit husband and, well, brother and sisterly rather than lovey-dovey. There isn't all that much love coming through this reading, but we'll check them both later on in a few minutes. It's not going to be a long reading, just a short one. Meghan is now, I think, seeking advice from people. A couple of them are chaps. One's an older bloke. Now, I've got a feeling that this is her dad. So I hope I'm right about that. I think she's in touch with her dad. I think they're keeping it quiet for the moment, but we'll see if that is revealed in the coming weeks. Let me know in the comments below if you think it will be. She is doing everything the hard way. I think this came up in the last reading. If there's a hard way of doing something, she's doing it, and it's not like her really at all. But it seems to be that everything she tries to do seems to have something getting in the way for her. So that can be frustrating for anybody. She's got money coming in, and it seems to be that it's coming from more than one place, and she seems to be letting it back out. So it could be a charity thing, but there's money coming in for her, of course, but there will be, won't there, with the way they live. But there's a sum of money heading her way that she may not be aware of yet. I think she's got contact with a father figure. It may not be her dad. It could be just a father figure, an old uncle or someone like that. But I think it might be her dad. And they're chatting now, and it's about time, I suppose. This is only a psychic reading. It's not definite, nothing. It's only what the spirit world are saying may come in the coming weeks and months. The other person here, the other male person here, is obviously Harry, because he's coming over as very clever, gifted. If Harry wasn't royalty, he'd be good at something else. He'd be good at any job. If he worked in a factory, he'd be good at it. If he had a new job on Monday, he would be good at it. So she seems to take a lot more advice from him than the public really believe. I think the public have the impression that she's running the roost. And in some ways she probably is, but in other ways she isn't. And so that's a misconception, I think, that he's under the thumb. I don't think he is under the thumb at all. I used to think that, but coming through these readings that I'm doing recently, I think they're both about even. They can both be a little bit stubborn, but who can't? They can both be a bit fiery. And it seems to me that they're spending a bit of time apart. I think Harry's missing his life over here, the single life, but we'll come to him in a minute. This is just Meghan. She's not seeing the wood for the trees. She's not seeing things clearly, but it will come. It will come. Everything will come okay in the end. And now, because of all the rubbish they've been putting up with, Meghan is starting to see the rewards of the efforts. Now I know I get a lot of negative comments about Meghan, but if you're going to comment below, please don't put nasty things because I'll delete them. But it seems to me that she's starting to see the rewards of work she did years ago, maybe long before the royal wedding. Things she did earlier in her life. I mentioned that she had a difficult life in the last reading. I didn't mean it literally as in a bad childhood. I meant that she'd had difficult decisions to make and difficulties, some of her own making. So if that was misunderstood, I didn't mean that she'd had a difficult life or a bad childhood. I just think she's had difficult choices to make, and she's made them. And that most of them are okay. She's dealing with karma as the months unfold, so she's about to get what she deserves. I think it came up in the last reading. That means that if she's been naughty, she will pay. If she's been good, she'll be rewarded. And I can't see any bad stuff, so I've got to assume that Meghan's karma is going to be good. Harry, I think, is far more talented than he's given credit for. I think he's capable of doing anything, and she goes to him when she wants to talk, advice, which is natural, of course it is, but some couples don't do that. But I think she's off, not out clubbing it, night clubbing it, but I think she's missing the single life that she had, and we'll go to them together in a minute, but I think they're both a bit like that. They're both missing the single life, and they seem to be spending lots of time apart. As I said, it may have been reported in the press this, but it seems to be getting worse as the next 2 or 3 months unfold. Don't read anything sinister into that. I don't think there's anything bad happening. They may just be seeming to appear like brother and sister rather than husband and wife, but that may be only an appearance. So we'll see when we take a look at Harry. So I think if she stops doing everything the hard way, things will pick up. I still believe she's up at night, pacing the floor, worrying about things. I don't think she sleeps very well. And that is always a sign of worry, anxiety. Well, a lot of the time it is. But of course they have a young baby as well, don't they? A toddler. So that could be to do with that. But the big news here is, and it is big news, I think Meghan is in touch with her dad, and I really hope that this means they're going to put things right between themselves. And I think they still love each other, which is something that the media would have you believe they don't. I think they still do. I think he loves Meghan to bits. But let's take a look at Harry, and then we'll come back to the pair of them together. Please consider subscribing if you haven't done so. Give me a like if you like it, and share me with your friends. Let's have a look at Harry now. Right. Click the bell icon and you won't miss any of my videos, which I make about usually 1 or 2 a week. Let's get these away from the microphone. Otherwise it will be very loud. This is for Harry. I'm looking at 10, 12, 14 weeks ahead. It's subject to change. He could change it if he wants to, but he'd need to watch the video, wouldn't he? Let's have a look. I'm going to be a bit more thorough with this one. I'll try to be. Harry has drawn the World card from the Major Arcana. This can mean travel, world travel, but it also means that the world is your oyster, and you can dip in and have a basin full of anywhere you like. It means things are good. But he's also got the Moon card there, which can mean naughtiness coming from, usually, not always, but usually from females. There's some backstabbing here, as you may have seen this one. You can actually see the backstabbing in the picture, so the people around him who are not very friendly behind his back, and he thinks they're lovely. I've definitely got news here that he's missing his friends. So I'll stick with what I think I said last time. Harry will be visiting the UK more than people feel that he will. He's also got, well, let's take a look at this. There's Justice card. That's another karma thing. It can mean legal stuff, documents, contracts, signing things. But justice means that he's going to get justice. He's going to get some karma. So he will also get he'll reap what is sown. And his karma is good. Now there's a few interesting things coming through this from my spirit guides. An ex-girlfriend or acquaintance, may not have been a girlfriend, it may have been a one-night stand or a little couple of weekends together, is going to be talking, and there might be more than one of these actually, there could be two. She's going to be talking about Harry and their times together. Even if it was only a short, really short time, it could have been a one night. But nothing bad, it's done with fondness. You'll see this come out soon, I think, with the media. But there could be two of them, there could be more than one girl doing this, and both of them are talking nothing but nice things about Harry, and one of them is still very fond of him, and she classes him as the one that got away. I'm not an expert on the royals, but some of you out there may know who that is. But this girl, and she's very attractive, classes Harry as a missed opportunity, the one that got away, as I said, a bit like the movie. So let's have a look. There's arguments in his reading, there are quarrels, arguments, and there's not much you can do about that. When the spirit world predict arguments, it means you should avoid them, because it means you'll lose. If you have a psychic reading with anyone and arguments come up, remember, stop arguing because you won't win. You'll be wrong even if you're right. And that's Harry's reading has quarrels, bickering, arguments, not necessarily with Meghan. It's probably with outsiders, could be with the press, could be with the people that surround them. I do think they're still surrounded by people, and at least one of them is not good, and that's a man. But that, I believe, came up last time. There's somebody around them, sort of dancing around them, that I don't like the look of, and I've had this before. And it may be someone they've known for a while, but it's often the last person you think of, isn't it, when you've got someone around that can't be trusted. There's a lady around them who's really lovely. She could be a nanny or an auntie or something, or to the little Archie. She's a very nice person, quite materialistic, feminine, money orientated, not in a bad way. This is not a nasty person. She's lovely, very attractive, very feminine. This is not an all-in wrestler. This is a very feminine lady who they get on very well with, and she's an asset to them. Again, some of you may know who that is. Let me know in the comments. Please comment below, because it's lovely to see your comments. So let's have a look. Justice is Harry's. He may be dealing with the law, but I think in this case it means karma. He's going to get what he deserves, and I think he deserves the best, because it doesn't matter how many readings you do for Harry, it doesn't matter what you look at, he always comes across as a really nice chap. So I know some of the comments below may not agree with that, but I'm ready for them. That's what I'm telling you from Spirit, that Harry always comes across as a really lovely, caring person, despite what the media may want to make of him. But I think he's got to shape up. He's got to decide what he wants to do. It's not going to be easy, because some decisions ahead of him are going to be very difficult. I still feel that they're drifting a little bit apart, as in time-wise, that they're not seeing, well, they're seeing a lot of the people that doesn't include both of them, put it that way. Harry's travelling again quite a lot. I think he'll be coming to the UK quite a lot. I think he wanted to go to the Olympics, but I'm not sure that's going to go ahead. I've got a feeling, and you heard it here first, that the Olympics in Japan may be cancelled after all, or at least cut down in size because of the COVID stuff. There's at least one woman around this couple who is nasty, spiteful, possibly two of them. And both of them, Harry and Meghan, are doing everything the most difficult way they can, and they'll get used to that. They'll soon get to know that there are easier ways of doing things. But to me, they seem to be a little bit drifted apart. That doesn't mean they're going to get divorced, although we'll look at that in future readings. As some of the papers and some of the people on different media sections are hinting at, I don't think that's going to happen. Certainly not yet anyway. I don't see that at all. But they could be a bit closer, lovey-dovey wise. Let's take a look at them together. So we'll go cut them again, rather than keep shuffling them. Right. Trickery came up in their last reading. Trickery and deceit from a man, it's still here. It affects both of them. Now, when you do psychic readings, you can't always be sure of the sex. So this could be a lady, but I've got a feeling it's a bloke. Bit of a Jack the Lad, we call him in England. A lovable rogue who isn't very lovable. So they need to be careful of that. It may not be yet, but it's coming. I think they are going on a journey together, a journey of discovery, not a journey in a plane or travel, it's a journey, as depicted by the Major Arcana's Fool card, which means take a chance, have a go, and in a normal deck of cards, that would be one of the jokers, of course. There are signs that Diana, Princess Diana, is coming through to them. That's a big, and I always pick of that, the Queen of Cups, there she is. Beautiful card, it's one of the nicest, well I think it's one of the nicest of the tarot cards. I think that tells me that Princess Diana is looking after them, guiding them, and I think Princess Diana is proud of them as well. So, a lot of you are going to disagree with this reading, I can feel it coming. But they're going on a journey, they're going on a journey of a spiritual nature, they're learning about themselves, they are learning about each other. I know they're not teenagers, but they're only young as far as relationships go. I think they are affected by an older lady, and I'm pretty sure that's Her Majesty the Queen. And I'll show you that one there, she's the Queen of Swords. And this is not a, sometimes this person can be quite stern, depends on what surrounds the card in the reading, but it's surrounded by the High Priestess, so from the Major Arcana, which indicates spirituality, which is why I believe with that and this one, Queen of Cups, that Diana is around them a lot, and she's looking after them, or she's trying to. But they're learning about each other, they're learning about life, they've got trickery and deceit around them. Meghan has definitely got an admirer. I'm not convinced that she knows about this, but it's someone close who's taken a shine to Meghan, and despite the fact that she's pregnant, I believe, but he's known her a while, and she has, we'll call it a secret admirer, but somebody has got the hots for Meghan, and she may find out soon. I don't think she knows yet, but it may come to light, especially if she watches this. I hope she does. Hello, Meghan. But they're going on a journey of discovery. They're on it now, actually. And the message is here. I'm glad to see that Two of Cups. And that, as you may can see by the picture, is a joining together. So I think, despite all the trouble and spending hours apart, eventually this couple will get closer, even closer. So a lot of you are not going to like that because the media try to hint differently, but we'll see who's right. And I'll look at this again in a few weeks. At the moment, it's going to give a couple of oracle cards to this. What's this one say? This is what the oracle would say if I was talking to them. Show the universe some gratitude and it will reward you with inspiration. Beautiful picture of a tree there, maybe photoshopped. So that's what the oracle would say if I were talking to them now. Show the universe some gratitude and it will reward you with inspiration. So they may be looking for inspiration. We'll do 3 of these, and that one was an air card. This is an earth card. Butterfly on some clover. This one says to them, what I would say to them, good things will happen when you give yourself some of the love you give to others. So they're giving love to others, and it's saying to them, good things will happen to them when they love themselves. I think they've been given so many negative vibes that they're worrying about how they feel now. An air card, I think they're crocuses. If you're an expert on flowers, let me know. A neighbour holds the key to the next project. Keep in touch. That's somebody in the UK, I'm pretty sure. So the big news here is, I think that Meghan is in touch with her dad, and I think it's good. Trickery and deceit around them, but there's nothing disastrous in this reading. I still think that the interview they did earlier in the year may not be a full programme coming out, but I think there'll be some snippets released from the outtakes, and that could cause more controversy, and they're not strangers to that, are they? But generally speaking, Meghan and Harry, and I'm surprised myself here, they're doing okay. And I'm pleased for them, I hope they do. But that's just my opinion. I don't know much about the royal family. I'm not a royalist and I'm not against them, I'm just neutral. And I find it interesting what's going on at the moment. But thank you so much for watching here in beautiful North Devon in England. Please subscribe, click the thumbs up thing, share me with your friends on social media, Facebook, Twitter and all that lot. Click the bell icon if you want notification of my future readings. And have a lovely rest of your day. And remember, wherever you are in this world, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.